A scramble to the tree stand proves to be well worth it in this episode from DoD TV. After Eric Bothun heads out to Alberta with my dad and Mark Jury, Jason Irish is left without a cameraman. With a last-minute replacement in Dennis Williams, can Jason pull everything together in time to bag a buck of his own? I'm Taylor Land, and this is another Throwback Thursday edition of DoD TV.
This segment of DoD TV is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
You know, for us, hunting really never stops because when it comes to January, February, we're thinking about where we're going next year. And as soon as spring gets around, me and Eric are out there planning out where we're going to plant our food plots. We're starting to break ground. And, you know, this year we went into it a little extra heavy. We got out there and made sure every step was took. And this year we went out there, we lined all the fields, we fertilized everything the way it needed to be. And, you know, we got a couple Clover Plus fields. We got one in particular, the Horseshoe Field, we call it. And we're really excited about hunting it. Well, it's October 2nd, and we're going back to our magical biologic field. This is the same field where Eric killed his buck a couple weeks ago, and I got a lot of confidence in the spot tonight. We know there's some good bucks near. We got a couple Cam Tracker pictures of a couple different bucks than the one that Eric killed, so we're hoping we get lucky and have a nice 3-year-old or better buck come in. Let's have to wait and see what happens, but temperature's right. We got a really good cold front coming through here, and I think tonight's gonna be good. You know, Eric, the first night out in that Clover Plus field, opening night of the season in Minnesota, he killed this a beautiful 140 class 8-pointer, and you know, we were gonna let that stand rest for a few days and get back in there. A little windy, but I think it's gonna calm down right before dark. It's gonna be a good night, I just feel it. You know, that particular stand needed a south wind, and once you know it, it took 2 weeks before we got a south wind again, and just so happened that Eric was getting on a plane to go to Alberta with Mark and Scott Schultz.
You know, Jason called me that night and he asked if I could maybe go and bull hunt one last time before I went to Alberta with Scott and Mark, and I'm like, I don't think I can make her tonight.
So now I know the wind's gonna be perfect for my stand tonight, mine and Eric's best spot. Now I gotta run around and try to find a cameraman.
So we called a couple people we know, and sure enough, he got a hold of Dennis Williams, one of our good buddies, and he scooted on down and hopped up in a tree with Jason.
Well, we're back in our favorite little food plot here. I got me a new Lucky Drury Outdoors hat. It's our new color this year, so I'm hoping that's gonna bring me some luck tonight. We got a new cameraman tonight, old Mr. Dennis Williams behind the camera. So hopefully we can see a buck, and if anything gets screwed up, we'll blame it on Dennis. So see what happens. Should be a good night.
You know, it was just like Eric's hunt. We climbed up in the tree at 4 o'clock, and there was already deer coming to the food plot. We weren't there 5 minutes.
Pretty good. It's only 4:30. We got our first deer in the plot. We're just getting set up, so it's a good sign.
You know, as the night progressed, the deer kind of came, and they only fed for about 15 minutes apiece. You know, every time a deer would come, they'd come for 15 minutes and they'd move off. You know, after about 5:30, we were starting to get a little bit nervous because we went for almost an hour without seeing a deer.
Don't get on it right now. Got it. That's all I see.
You know, as I'm watching this buck, you know, it's really not registering in my head how big this deer really is. You know, this deer's right out in front of me for 10 minutes, and, you know, it seemed like it took forever, but finally he started working our way. You know, when that buck came up there and, you know, hit that rangefinder, and that buck was at 41 yards. I put my 40-yard pin on him, and I put it right on him, and God, I shot right underneath him. You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You know, that buck wheeled around and came in even closer. He came to about 32 yards, and that second shot hit the mark. You know, when that buck was leaving the food plot, he was kind of looked like he was right on his nose. You knew he was going down.
How about that, Dennis? I think he got him. He ran off on a death run. Yeah. He acted like he was, I mean, I studied him at first. I thought he was a 140. I'm not sure how big he is. He might be a 130, might be 140, 150. I'm happy. That's one of my biggest bucks ever in Minnesota. I am pumped up out of the magical biologic field. This Clover Plus field has been just awesome to us. Just my luck, I guess. I missed him the first shot. The buck ran over here and stopped and gave me a second shot. Looked like quiver was falling off. I luckily got another arrow in it, and I think I made a good shot on him. He was really pounding. Looked like he was going to tip over right there. But we'll just have to see what happens. That's what we're in Minnesota chasing these big bucks around for. Now they say it's biologic is the key right here. Clover Plus has just been our friend this year. Our second big buck out of the same tree. Awesome. Awesome.
You know, I knew we were gonna have no problem finding that deer, but I decided just to go back and try to call Eric and see if he could come out and help us look for it.
Gonna need some help tracking there, mister.
No, they were telling about the story after it all happened, and I couldn't believe it, so I had to come out there and see it with my own eyes.
You know, it's always a lot more fun when you can share the hunt, you know, with some of your friends. So we went back and got a hold of Eric and his cousin Lee, and they all came out and went and trailed that deer, and, you know, he didn't go 85 yards.
Here's my buck. You bet. He is a nice one. He is a whopper. Look at that. He's bigger than I thought he was. Look at the size of that G3. That is a monster buck from Minnesota right there. It's hard to believe that, you know, Eric and I just, after tonight, we just both killed our two biggest bucks for life out of the same tree, off the same food plot in the same year. Both killed them on Saturday nights. He killed his opening night. I killed mine October 2nd, which is the night. It just been an unbelievable start of the season in Minnesota for us.
It has been. It's too bad that this year wasn't our season premiere, dream season. We're just starting, you know, because I mean we're smashing them right off the bat. We're just smashing them. You know, we're having an awesome year. And it's like you said, it's October 2nd, and you just shot the mature buck off a food plot an hour before dark. Now, how often does that happen? You do not see it. You don't. It never happens. Never ever.
No, this is the first time this buck's ever been spotted, as far as I know.
Yep.
I mean, we've never seen him before, and your buck that you killed on the open night on September 18th was the first time we'd ever seen that buck, and this is only actually our third time we've ever hunted the stand, so we got pretty good results. 2 out of 3 times we killed a mature buck, and this one here is my biggest buck of my life. He's my first 150 class deer, and I am pumped up.
Attaboy.
Awesome.
Here's to never missing a day of hunting camp. Because with DeerCast, you can take camp with you all season long. Get ahead of your game.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Mossy Oak.